Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next thrilling installment of the astounding and amazing episode of the ebullient, effervescent chapter of this section of the Legends of the Jews with the reading cow front of the world and bedtime stories for the baby for your edification. And without further ado, we begin again. You remember, yeah, Isaac was born, and so, Sarah was like, okay, Hagar, yeah, get lost. So, they went off to Egypt or whatever to find a wife, and now in the very next second, he's already got children. That was fast. So, without further ado, we begin the next section of the Legends of the Jews, the two wives of Ishmael. The wife of Ishmael bore 4 sons and a daughter, and afterward Ishmael, his mother, and his wife and children went and returned to the wilderness. They made themselves tents in the wilderness in which they dwelt, and they continued to encamp and journey month by month and year by year, and God gave Ishmael flocks and herds and tents on account of Abraham his father, and the man increased in cattle. And some time after, Abraham said to Sarah his wife, I will go and see my son Ishmael. I yearn to look upon him, for I have not seen him for a long time. And Abraham rode upon one of his camels to the wilderness to seek his son Ishmael. For he heard that he was dwelling in a tent in the wilderness with all belonging to him. And Abraham went to the wilderness, and he reached the tent of Ishmael about noon. And he asked after him. He found the wife of Ishmael sitting in the tent with her children, and her husband and his mother were not with them. And Abraham asked the wife of Ishmael, saying, Where has Ishmael gone? And she said, He has gone to the field to hunt game. And Abraham was still mounted upon the camel, for he would not alight upon the ground, as he had sworn to his wife Sarah that he would not get off from the camel. That's what he swore, folks. In the other part that wasn't written down. Okay. And Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, My daughter, give me a little water that I may drink, for I am fatigued and tired from the journey. And Ishmael's wife answered and said to Abraham, We have neither water nor bread. And she was sitting in the tent and did not take any notice of Abraham. She did not even ask him who he was. But all the while she was beating her children in the tent. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And she was cursing them. And she also cursed her husband Ishmael and spoke evil of him. And Abraham heard the words of Ishmael's wife to her children, and it was an evil thing in his eyes. And Abraham called to the woman to come out to him from the tent. And the woman came out and stood face to face with Abraham, while Abraham was still mounted upon the camel. And Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, When thy husband Ishmael returns home, say these words to him. A very old man from the land of the Philistines came hither to seek thee, and his appearance was thus and so, and thus was his figure. I did not ask him who he was, and seeing thou wast not here, he spoke unto me and said, When Ishmael thy husband returns, tell him, Thus did the man say, When thou comest home, put away this tent pin which thou hast placed here, and place another tent pin in its stead. Dun, dun, dun. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to another ending of the next chapter of the next installment of the thrilling and astounding, amazing, ebullient, and effervescent Legends of the Jews, brought to us by Louis Ginsberg with your friend, the reading cow from another world, with bedtime stories, show, thing that this is. Join us again next time as we continue the saga of the Legends of the Jews with Louis Ginsberg. Until then, goodbye.